Martine Croxall. Our top story this afternoon. Counter-terror police have arrested a man on suspicion of the commission, preparation and instigation of an act of terrorism. It comes after a stabbing incident at the Arndale shopping centre in central Manchester. The centre was evacuated after 2 women and a man were taken to hospital with stab injuries. A 4th person was treated at the scene. The arrested man is said to be in his 40s, and police say he began lunging, attacking people with a large knife. Boris Johnson, who said that he was shocked by the incident, praised the quick response of the emergency services and said his thoughts are with the injured and all of those affected. Richard Galpin has the latest.
Police, including from the counter-terrorism unit, arrived quickly here at Manchester's Arndale centre. Officers racing to the scene where a man was lunging at shoppers with a knife. The man in his 40s was soon caught and is being held on suspicion of terrorism offences.
It was just panic, I think. Nobody really knew what was going on, and people started shutting like the shutters in the shops, and folk were like diving into the shops. It was scary, but we were the one floor up, so we didn't actually see it happen. We just seen the people running in the opposite direction.
In total, four people were injured, one of whom is in a serious condition.
Obviously, our thoughts are very much with the victims, their families. It's clearly a horrific incident, and I'm just very grateful to the emergency services and to the police. I gather somebody has been apprehended, and I hope that justice will take its course.
In a tweet, the Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn also said his thoughts were with all those who'd been injured and their loved ones. This shocking attack in the heart of the city is bound to bring back memories of the Manchester Arena bombing just 2 years ago. The police say they're boosting patrols in the city centre this weekend, but do not believe there is a wider threat. Richard Galpin, BBC News.
In the last few minutes, the Assistant Chief Constable Russ Jackson from Greater Manchester Police gave a press statement about the stabbings.
At 11:15 a.m. this morning, a man entered the Arndale shopping centre in Manchester city centre. He was armed with a large knife, and as he entered Exchange Court, he began lunging and attacking people with the knife. 2 unarmed police community support officers were in Exchange Court and attempted to confront the attacker. He then chased them with a knife as they were calling for urgent assistance. The man attacked people around him, and we understand 5 people were injured by him. Although the injuries are nasty, we are told that thankfully none are life-threatening. Other officers, both armed and unarmed, quickly responded, and within 5 minutes he was challenged and detained by armed officers on Market Street outside the Arndale Centre. He was initially arrested for serious assaults. He was taken into police custody and has now been arrested on suspicion of commission, preparation and instigation of an act of terrorism. We do not know the motivation for this terrible attack. It appears random, it's certainly brutal, and of course extremely frightening for anyone who witnessed it. We have arrested the man, a male in his 40s, on suspicion of terrorism because of the nature and circumstances of this attack. This is bound to bring back memories of the awful events of 2017. At this time, we do not believe that there is anyone else involved in this attack, but we will be constantly keeping this under review. We have specially trained officers supporting those injured from the attack. We'll have increased patrols, including armed patrols, in the city centre this weekend. This is to reassure people, but we do not believe that there is a wider threat at this time, and we're hoping to return the city to normality by tomorrow morning. We know there were lots of people in the Arndale at the time, and people can help us by sending any images or footage they have taken from the scene via the GMP website. This is a truly shocking incident, injuring a number of people and deeply frightening hundreds more. We can reassure that the response was rapid. We have the man we believe to be the attacker safely in custody. We will now be working to understand why he committed this awful attack. Thank you.
Assistant Chief Constable Russ Jackson from Greater Manchester Police. My colleague Roger Johnson is in Manchester and we can join him now. Roger.
Martine, there's a sense of normality on a Friday afternoon in Manchester, to be honest with you, at the moment, except there's police tape here cordoning off the area around the Arndale Centre and a couple of hundred metres away as well. And overhead, a police drone is continuing to hover, gathering evidence from up above. That 41-year-old man who has been arrested and is being questioned on suspicion of those terror offences is a local man, a man from Manchester, we understand, and exactly as the Assistant Chief Constable Russ Jackson said, and also as Richard Galpin said in his report, that will bring back memories for many people here of what happened at the Manchester Arena in May 2017, when 22 people were killed when Salman Abedi detonated an explosive device, a suicide bombing that killed 22, but Salman Abedi also, of course, was from Manchester. So there'll be echoes of that, but mercifully the quick reactions of those two police community support officers who challenged the man in Exchange Square inside the Arndale Centre, who confronted him, he ran, and then because they were able to radio for help, we understand, police officers armed with tasers were on the scene very quickly and were able to apprehend him. So the 5 people who have been injured, of course, that is incredibly regrettable, but many people will feel that it could have been a lot worse here today, but for the swift actions of those 2 police community support officers and their colleagues who came as backup. So that man has been detained, he has been arrested. Police say, as you heard, that they expect Greater Manchester city centre to get back to normal tomorrow as usual on a Saturday. But certainly, although people are going about their normal Friday afternoon business here, there is a little bit of a sense of what might have been here today.
Roger, thank you very much. Roger Johnson in Manchester.